6,000. Whew. 1,400 for 1,000 collector tokens and boosters. That might be worth it.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Time and time again, we have seen cards that have been nerfed just fall right out of the meta, right? We've seen it with Shuri, we've seen it with Thanos Lockjaw, and most recently, Stature and Black Bolt. So I decided to kick the tires on some of these cards that have been forgotten. They shouldn't be, but here we are, and well, I'd say it worked out pretty good. Now, today's deck, Big Stat Flood, gives you nothing but dependable big stats. The sheer power that the deck has makes it, like, really tough for your opponent to keep up with you. With locations, RNG, and card draw, trust me, they're going to have a tough time. Now, starting with just the value cards, there's more out there, but these are the ones I want to focus on that offer great power for the cost of energy that they require. Now, obviously, Zero and Titania is a great 1 and 2 combo for 1-cost cards. And when we get to the 5-cost, now that Red Skull is back available, Zero's gotten himself back into decks for just good, dependable power. Now, obviously, stat cards, Nebula, Kitty, Sunspot, they're good too, but typically we want to be using our energy to get the most amount of power and not floating it to these two. So Nebula is probably the best option if you're going for scalable. Now, at 2 costs, we have a good amount of options as well. Obviously, you have cards like Hitmonkey that can stat up in those scaling cards, but when it comes to just like raw stats, Lizard, another great card with Zero. The new card Silk has been awesome, especially with our other cards we'll talk about. Medusa, newly buffed, is a pretty dependable 2-5. And then, of course, just Jeff having good power that you can move anywhere. Now, at 3 costs, the options are a little bit more limited. A lot of these cards need something else to happen to get their power up there. Obviously, guys, Polaris is a good card. You guys know that by now, and it's going to be the best for the deck. Maximus is going to work as well. If you don't have those, you can go with, like, Swordmaster. But Killmonger is another one that if you look at the stats and then like what he does in turn, he's going to give you power and then he's also going to take away power from the opponent. So that works if you're missing some of these other options. But then we arrive at the 4-cost cards. Now this is like the mother load, right? Like so many cards in here have some type of condition to get around 10 plus power. And all the ones we'll be focusing on can accomplish just that. Obviously Darkhawk is great. We have Shang-Chi, which is not really big power, but the trade-off is there. Miles Morales, we're going to have these cards like Jeff Silk, Polaris, activate him for a 1-cost, 5 power. And then, of course, you have Iron Lad, White Queen, and now Spider-Man 2099 that just come with a nice bonus into what they offer stat-wise as well. Now, for the 5-cost cards, Stature, Black Bolt, you guys know this by now. This was a deadly combo not long ago, and trust me, it's still pretty damn good. Combine this with a couple disruption cards and you have just a dependable deck. Red Skull and his new buff is going to also make it into the list because of Zero and just having a pretty dependable power there. And then in 6 costs, more or less, it's none of them. But if you do want to play a 6-cost card, obviously, guys, things like She-Hulk is going to kind of fit naturally into the deck. Now, our Big Stat Flood deck is going to have a lot of different iterations, and you definitely do not have to have every card that you see here pulled up on the comments because Spider-Ham and even Jeff, these cards are not needed, but we do have loads of 4-cost cards that will be flooding on the board. We've got Black Bolt, and then we have our discounted Stature and Miles Morales that don't care about things like Iceman. Silk is one of my favorite additions for a nice kind of Miles Morales discount. But of course, you could throw in Iceman in here. You could throw in, honestly, guys, just like a ton of different cards here. You can do your Zero and Red Skull stuff. You can do, obviously, even Maximus if you're missing a specific card. Just focusing on the big, consistent flood of stats and most of them being un-Shang-Chi-able. Well, also having a Shang-Chi yourself. Really, in a nutshell, this deck is about...
One, one, two, 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 three, four, 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 five, five. One, two, 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 three, four, four, five.
Complementing each card in it, and you want to kind of keep that theme up. So if you want to add 2099, just make sure you have, Ghost Spider, Iron Fist, things like that. And then you should throw in Vulture, let's say, to get even more off of that synergy and just have each of these cards feeding into one another. Now, for those that don't have Darkhawk, you're in luck. We have ourselves a Shuri build with the Stature Black Bolt. It's another just big stat deck. That's what this whole kind of video is themed around. Hell, even Silk has nice now synergy with Zero together.
The biggest change to the Marvel Snap card acquisition system has been announced by Second Dinner, the Spotlight Cache. Spotlight Cache is a new way for players to collect Series 4 and 5 cards and the newly released cards. And I'm super excited about this change, which should make new card releases more accessible and impactful for all the players. In this video, I'll go over exactly what Spotlight caches are and how they work, plus I'll also cover the changes to the existing collector's caches and reserves. I also have some tips and advice on how to target the cards that you really want, so make sure to not miss those. So, what is a Spotlight cache? It's a brand new type of cache that you can open from the collection track, and it will contain Series 4 and 5 cards as well as newly released cards. Spotlight caches will appear once the player has passed collection level 500 and will replace collector's caches and collector's reserves every 120 collector's level. So 1 in 10 collector's reserves are now becoming Spotlight caches. So how do they actually work? Every week, 3 different Series 4 and 5 cards will be featured inside the Spotlight caches, including the card released that week. When you open a Spotlight cache, you are guaranteed to open one of those 3 cards, or a random Series 4 or 5 card. If you already own the card you opened, a Spotlight cache will instead contain a premium variant for that card. Say, one of the featured cards is Galactus, and you already have him in your collection. If you open him from the Spotlight cache, you'll receive a brand new, time-exclusive variant for Galactus instead. Spotlight caches will be the only way to obtain these variants for a while, so make sure to keep an eye out for your favorite ones if you really want to bag them. If you open the random Series 4 or 5 card, not one of the feature cards, and you happen to own that card, it is my understanding that you get a mystery variant instead, and the variant will be a premium variant, so it will be a rare or super rare and never a pixel. Okay, let's dig a bit deeper into the percentages. I know how much you love numbers and stuff. So you have a 25% chance of opening each featured card from the Spotlight cache, including the random Series 4 and 5 card. The Spotlight cache will contain 4 cards, 3 of the featured ones, and 1 is going to be a random 4 or 5 series card. And you have a 25% chance of opening each and every single one of them. Once you have opened 1 card, you'll have a 33% chance of opening one of the remaining cards. Again, once you have opened the 2nd card, the percentage goes down to 50% for the remaining 2 cards. And if you opened 3 cards, you will have a 100% chance of opening the remaining card. Once you open 4 cards, you will start opening variants, unless you already opened some because you already own the card you opened. So for example, if the featured cards are Galactus, Null, and the new card that week, for example, Loki, and you don't own any of them, you will open all of them first, plus the random series 4 and 5 card before you start opening variants. If, however, you already own one of them, for example, Null, you will open Galactus, the variant for the Null, you open the new card that week, and then the random series 4 and 5 cards. And obviously, it's going to be in random order. So it is possible for you to open a variant first if the first card you open is the one you already own. I absolutely love the sound of Spotlight caches. The system means that players, including free-to-play players, will be able to access the new cards a lot easier and faster. As long as you're above collection level 500, you will see a huge increase of series 4 and 5 cards with the Spotlight caches. If you are free to play and complete all of your daily missions, you'll be able to open a series 4 or 5 card almost every single week. This is a huge increase compared to the previous way of doing things, where you had to either get extremely lucky to open a series 5 card, 0.25% lucky to be exact, or fork out 6,000 tokens to get a single series 5 card. The Spotlight cache basically means that if you're free to play and you finish all of your missions that week, there's a 25% chance for you to get the new card the week that it is released for free. How do you make 100% sure that you get the card that you really want? Second Dinner is planning on announcing the weekly Spotlight Cache reward pool at the start of every season, so you can plan ahead and target the cards you want. As long as you open 4 Spotlight Caches the week your card is featured, you are 100% guaranteed to get that card. So make sure to think ahead and save at least 4 Spotlight Caches for the week the card you want is featured. So I know Second Dinner doesn't really like players hoarding resources, so I wouldn't be surprised if they put some kind of cap on the amount of Spotlight caches you can hold at once. So now that we've covered the most exciting change to the Marvel Snap card acquisition system, we also have to mention the changes coming to collector's caches and collector's reserves. I explained in my Stop Whaling video what exactly collector's reserves can contain. Once Spotlight caches are live, the contents of collector's reserves are going to change dramatically. I've prepared this little infographic so you can see exactly what they're going to contain. Please pause the video if you need more time. As you can see, the collector's reserves are now grouped into batches of 9. There still seem to be types of reserves within each batch of 9. So there are 2 sets of card reserves that contain Series 3 or below cards, and once your Series 3 complete, the card will be replaced with 50 collector's tokens. There are 3 sets of credit boxes replacing previous currency reserves that can contain 150 or 200 credits. So gold is no longer going to be in collector's reserves. And I am told that you have an 80% chance of opening 150 credits and 20% chance of opening 200 credits from the credit boxes. There are still 3 sets of cosmetic boxes that remain unchanged from the previous state. As far as I'm aware, the split will still be 40% chance for a variant, 30% chance for avatar, and 30% chance for title. And finally, we have only 1 set of token boxes which can contain 100 collector's tokens only. So there are obviously several interesting changes here. You might have noticed they were getting a significant reduction in the amount of tokens you can earn. This is of course to compensate for the fact that we'll be able to open a lot more Series 4 and 5 cards from Spotlight caches for free. If you are free to play and complete all your daily missions, you'll be earning around 400 tokens every 4 weeks if you are not Series 3 complete, and around 800 tokens every 4 weeks if you are Series 3 complete. I know this doesn't sound a lot, but compared to buying 1 Series 5 card every month, you now get to open 4 Series 4 or 5 cards every single month. This is definitely a positive change in the acquisition system. You might have also noticed a change in the card reserves. These can no longer contain Series 4 or 5 cards, only Series 3 or lower cards, or if you're Series 3 complete, 50 tokens. So effectively, you can only get Series 4 or 5 cards from the Spotlight caches or the token shop, which will still be available should you really want a card. As I understand it, Second Dinner's intention is to make the token shop sort of a backup a very, very occasional treat, something that you almost never have to resort to because you'll be provided with a steady supply of Series 4 and 5 cards from the Spotlight caches. I'm a little bit sad about the cosmetic reserves remaining unchanged. You can still open avatars and titles from it. I understand why the devs do it this way. There's a finite amount of variants, and if the cosmetics reserves contained only those, we would run out of them pretty quickly. Overall, I'm quite happy with the changes, and I'm really looking forward to having a reason to progress my collection track again. Once I became Series 4 complete, there was virtually no reason for me to keep opening collector's reserves since the chances of opening a Series 5 card are so low. Spotlight caches completely changed that, and I cannot wait to start opening cards from boxes again. I do have a few reservations about the changes. One of the main ones is that when you open a Spotlight cache, you are not guaranteed to open a card first. Say you already own 2 of the 3 featured cards, and there's still equal chances for you to open the cards you already own. So if you are unlucky and you open a card that you own, you'll just be getting a variant instead. If you're free to play and you open one Spotlight cache per week only, it's going to feel pretty bad for your only Spotlight cache that week to contain a variant instead of a card. I don't know if it will remain this way, maybe they will change in the future. I really hope so. I'm also not super happy with the amount of tokens we'll be getting from the collector's reserves, but I do understand why they did it. Currently, 1 in 4 reserves contain between 200 and 600 tokens, and the card reserves contain 100 tokens for Series 3 complete players. It's going to feel pretty bad opening 100 tokens every 9 collector's reserves and only 50 tokens from the 2 card reserves in that batch of 9. I understand that the tokens should feel like a backup only, but it honestly still feels pretty stingy. For free-to-play players who are Series 3 complete, that's 200 tokens every week, which means 10,400 tokens every year from reserves, which is only enough for 1.5 Series 5 cards. Of course, there are other ways of obtaining tokens, such as bundles. Obviously, you buy bundles for money, which is not what free-to-play means, or gold. But you can no longer open gold from collector's reserves. So the only source of gold is going to be from missions, from the season pass track, from the rank rewards, and from the conquest rewards. So it's going to be quite hard to save up gold without spending money. Of course, it's still too early to judge on how well the system will work. I'm confident if the player base is really unhappy, the second dinner will do something about it because they've been pretty open about making changes that are player friendly. Finally, I did mention earlier that because of the change in the currency box, it means that it'll be a lot harder to obtain gold. So you'll have to think even more carefully about the
Uh-oh.
bundles you want to save up for. I'm looking at you,
Oh,
Token
phew.
Tuesdays bundles. So yeah, I think the current ETA for the Spotlight caches is the June patch. So you still have some
July
time to
patch,
decide
okay.
whether you want to open as many reserves as you can to get as many tokens as you can before the changes come into effect. Or if you leave your reserves unopened, every 10 of them will actually transform into a Spotlight cache once the change is alive. So I haven't done the maths on that. I don't know what is actually better value. Maybe someone really smart can do the maths in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm really curious to hear your thoughts.
Cool. I think I'm just gonna save them to be Spotlight caches. Moon Knight. Uh-oh.
Wind, aid my hand.
Oh no! That was smart. Yeet. Crap. Well, this might get me the win.
Victory!
Okay, I think I know where I'm storming. Ooh. Oh shoot. Oh, double shoot.
Wind, aid my hand.
Well, if I do draw a Surfer, this would get me the win in that lane. Yeah, they're probably a Shuri list. They don't want to. You know what? I'm gonna do this. Smart.
Who'd they dig up this time?
I juggle. That's fine. Okay, definitely. You here. Actually, you. You. not gonna win.
Escaped.
These, but I'm not opening any of these reserves. Until the spotlight up.
This just in.
Death. Ooh, I'm gonna screw up your death next turn. Well, actually.
Oh, snap.
Bruh.
Victory.
Chungus Bubba Cool.
Wakanda forever.
Ah, jeez. What the hell? Why would you do that? Oh, smart. Ooh, magic. Dark Hawk. Honestly, you should probably go in the middle. Oh, okay then. Take it. There we go. Oh no.
Wakanda forever!
Dang it. Damn.
Oh, snap!
Ha. Order. Ah, crap. Yeah. Ah, shoot. Nah, he won. But good news, I did complete my mission. Honestly, that's all that matters. I'm already level 100. No location with 4 cards and play cards. Okay. I need to win location. Lots of cards. Can't play one cost cards in here. Ooh, well played. Okay. Then. Oh, yes. 1, 2, 3.
Wind, aid my hand.
Oh, snap!
Oh, it's a Cerebro 2 deck. It's only a problem if he has Mystique. Frick. well, this will be interesting. Please, okay.
Wind, aid my hand.
Minorly annoying. Oh, jeez. Oh, that would create a whole lot of him. Apocalypse.
Snap.
Oh, man. Well, it is what it is. You fool.
Victory.
Live from the Daily Bugle.
No. Well, all things considered. Just got 50-50. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait a minute. I just filled up my hand.
Wind, aid my hand.
Why would you even want to do that in the first place?
नोरी आपको सेव करने किसी को गिफ्ट देने के लिए क्या करना है जो नूडल सूप वाला आपको मिला है
Oh, no, I'm gonna keep it.
आपने नॉट्स पेरी फार्म की दोबारा हैट खरीदी है कि इज द सेम वन
No, that's the same one.
Snap.
Nice.
Oh, snap.
Oh, please don't Mr. Piggy me.
Opponent snapped.
I know. After turn 5, put a random card there for each player. Interesting.
Enough said, bub.
Cards here don't reveal until the game ends. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, shoot. Slightly problematic. I guess I just have to do this. Oh, well, I destroyed that lane. Actually, yeah, I should have put some spell. Uh-oh. Plus 8 minus 2. Ah, I lost. Damn, son. Alright, damn. Oh, an update. Wait, is the new season here? I hope so. Whoa, they made it blue icon. What? Win battles each day to earn star drops. Okay. Oh, bet. Oh, and it isn't even the new season yet, it's just a random update. Okay. 5 days. Okay. Oh, I need to take this call. Hello?
Yeah, as soon as I am married, then I need to let them know, or maybe a few days before.
Yes. तो जब आपकी अमेरिकन रजिस्ट्रेशन हो जाएगी ना, that will count.
So that'll happen in July, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So August 12 actually. हाँ नहीं, that will happen in July.
Yeah.
तो आपने फिर उनको बताना है. उनका
Yeah.
लेटर आया था, did they call you?
Yeah, they just called me right now to let me know that I'm getting the deposit on the 30th because the first is on a Saturday.
Oh.
So,
और आपने हाँ ये उन्होंने कहा था आपको they will call you.
डिपॉजिट इस दफा क्या कर रहे हैं, ज्यादा दे रहे हैं?
नहीं
No.
30 को आएगा. No, do you know what is happening on first
no,
Saturday? You don't know.
no.
July 1st.
Oh, your birthday?
No, otherwise मैंने आपको beat करना है. You are having the 30 को money आ रही है तो July 1st I will get a gift from you.
And no, one more thing, I give you one suggestion. Tell them to deposit in my account. So that's why I can give you the
Cash.
whatever, you know.
Cash ऐसे हो नहीं सकता. ऐसे नहीं हो
Yeah,
सकता.
it has to be under
No,
birthday.
this is
Yeah,
gonna
please.
happen in the mom, they can deposit in the mom account.
No, he
No?
is an adult. और अभी उसको और पैसे देंगे because his wife is coming too. He will get more money. और आपको जो सामान के amount वो आपको देंगे, आप उसको cash हाथ में देना. Yeah, so she will get.
And you need to buy the gift for the wedding gift. You need to buy from your own money. And then you feel, oh, you.
वैसे तो मैंने नोट की डायमंड के सेट के साथ उसका डायमंड ब्रेसलेट है और रिंग्स भी हैं.
नहीं, इसको तो अपने करना चाहिए ना.
हाँ, he will do it. जब उसके पैसे जब वो आ जाएगी ना, then he will buy for her. इसको इतना craving आ रहा है, मेरे लिए buy करें, मेरी बर्थडे का पहले buy करें.
तुम्हारे का मैंने ऑलरेडी 45 बर्थडे का पे कर दी. 47 बर्थडे.
You're 47?
I'm turning 48. Yeah. See, everybody says you're such a young mother. 48 and 49 inshallah I will be the
Because
same
in my
mother.
mind, when I think of a 50-year-old person, I think